and we're live. Both drinking water. Julia, how are you? Massive welcome. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm really well, thank you. Yeah, having a good day.
Good to hear it. You look amazing, so you do. I love it. I love it. I
Thank
love it.
you.
I love it. I love it. So really excited, guys, today to introduce Julia and, of course, her story. It is a phenomenal one. You'll have seen me tagging this incredible lady so many times over the last number of months. So now you can put a face to the name, which is what it's all about. So first of all, Julia, let's go back to the beginning. So, well, what were you struggling with? What were the main things that were going on in your life before we met?
My weight basically. I've had a weight problem my entire adult life, and down to hormones and various other things. And I over the years I've tried everything going, absolutely everything.
What have you tried?
Oh, you name it, I've tried it. Weight Watchers, Slimming World, Herbalife, low carb, low fat, low intermittent fasting, everything. Cambridge diet, shake, slim fast. Over the years, I've done the lot. Um, and they would work for a bit, but then it just, I would give up and or get to a weight that I was happy with and stop, and then it would just all pile back on again, usually with a bit more. So each time it was a bit more of a battle. Um, and before I met you, I had lost a bit of weight myself during the first lockdown. I was supposed to go to a wedding last year, which obviously got cancelled. So that had kind of inspired me to lose a little bit. I'd lost a stone or so, and my son was with me during lockdown. We did loads of walks, got quite fit. Then went back to work, and it all went back on again, all of it, in the course of 6 months. So I was feeling pretty low actually at the start of this year, pretty fed up.
You're feeling low. What situations did you notice it the most? Because people have different coping strategies, and I'm just curious, when was it in particular that you noticed that you'd regained the weight?
Um, well, I think kind of around Christmas, really, it really kind of dawned on me that I was very, very heavy, heaviest I've ever been in my entire life, actually. I had no energy, and I just didn't feel very well, to be honest. My joints were sore. I was getting plantar fasciitis in my feet, which was really painful. I kind of walked through it, but it was still quite painful. And I just thought, where do I go from here? What do I do? Because I've tried to do it myself, and I obviously can't. So I wasn't really sure, what to do next. And then you popped up.
And
uh, yeah,
well,
go on.
I was going to ask you. So you tried all these things, and I've mentioned this before to yourself and to other people as well. There's only so many times you'll try and lose weight, because
Mm,
if you regain it consistently, yes, it's not good for your metabolism, makes it harder to lose it again. But secondly, psychologically, it's really soul destroying when you put that
mm,
work in it and you
yeah.
have to go through that. I mean,
Mm.
when did you notice it though, in terms of what situations or what scenarios did you notice that your weight was bothering? Was it clothes? Was it with people or friends, or what situations?
It was kind of a bit of everything, really. And one of my biggest fears was, I mean, it didn't happen in the end because we didn't go, but was that I wouldn't be able to get the seatbelt done up on the aircraft. And that had been kind of a recurring nightmare of mine, that would happen. And if I'd had to ask for a seatbelt extender, I would have just been mortified. It would have been so embarrassing. Um, so that was one of my biggest things, and I didn't have the confidence to kind of get where I felt I needed to be in life. Um, there were areas of my job that needed improving, and I just didn't really have the confidence to stand up for myself and go for it.
Oh my God.
Mm.
Like, what do you mean in terms of work? When would you notice that your confidence would be low?
Um, well, as I think I've said to you in the past, I'm doing a job that I'm quite overqualified for, and I wanted to progress within that job, and I just really didn't have the courage to stand up for myself and tell them what I wanted, which I have now done.
Of course you have. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it,
and
Julia.
it's all good. They're with me. Yeah, I'm basically getting everything I wanted. So yeah, all good there.
People don't realize that something like our weight can impact.
Oh, hugely.
Yeah.
Yeah, hugely. I I felt like a second class person, and I felt that all people would see when they saw me was the weight. And I'm sure my friends didn't see me like that at all, but that's how it felt to me. That I was the weight. The weight was me. That was what people saw. Um, and it made me feel that people would think that because I couldn't control my weight, I couldn't really control anything else in my life either. It's amazing what a knock-on effect it has, actually.
Because people have this perception of people who struggle with their weight as sadly being lazy sometimes,
Mm,
not having
mm,
control. And it's obviously so unfair, but people can be shallow in some respects. And
yeah.
then when people feel that way about you or start judging you on that,
Mm,
difficult for that to eventually not to creep into some of our own beliefs. Does that make sense at all?
yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure people that I know didn't think that way about me, but that's how I felt about myself. So you kind of project that image, really. Um, Yeah, not being lazy particularly, because I've never thought of myself as lazy because I'm not particularly, but just not being good enough, really. Um, yeah.
But Julia, you have, I mean, the expression turned it around doesn't even do this justice, guys. I mean, in terms of what Julia has achieved, please do share what has changed in your life.
Well, okay. The obvious thing is the weight. I've lost just over 3 stone, um, and I'm still going.
Massive, unbelievable, unbelievable achievement.
And I can see my collarbones. Um, I need to really, if I want to get another couple of stone off, if I'm honest, but I'm not going to let that take away from what I've achieved so far. Um, I feel healthier. My skin's improved. As my blood pressure's back to normal.
That I never stop harping on
I
about.
know. Stop going on about that. That I don't get the plantar fasciitis in my feet anymore. My feet don't hurt. My joints don't hurt. Um, I can walk 10, 15 miles quite easily now, and I really enjoy it. I like the fitness and feeling so well. It's good. I've got loads of energy, um, and I feel more confident. And yeah, it's just so many things.
Oh, and what are you doing now differently? I mean, what can you do now when you've not got joint pain, when you're able to, again, as you said, progress in your work, go up through the
Mm,
ranks, when you're able to have energy to do these things? What are you doing
yeah.
practically now in your week? What's different in your life?
Well, I get up earlier and I have a 5 minute, well, I call it my 5 minute silence every day. So I just sit for 5 minutes and just be silent and just be really, which I actually find really kind of strengthens my day. And then I just have a couple of minutes just to kind of plan my day in my head and sort out what I'm doing. I have a walk every day before work, which I really, really love. And I get really grumpy if I'm not able to do it. For about 3/4 of an hour, a couple of miles, but it just clears my head and gets me outside. And my job is very desk bound, so I'm sat in a chair all day really. But I've kind of changed the way I do things at work so that I have to keep getting up every now and again. And we've got a long office, so I have to walk down to the other end of it. And instead of saving things up, I'll do things one at a time. So I have to walk there and back, and then again and again. The evenings are tricky for me because I just don't stop really all evening. I usually get to sit down about 9 o'clock, and then I've got an hour before I go to bed. But I do my workouts 3 times a week in the morning, get them done out the way, and yeah, just feel I've still got energy. I mean, I have no idea what time it is now. It's at 7:30. I just feel so awake, which I would have been falling asleep on the sofa by now before. And I've got my food prep to do for the next day, and get my breakfast and my lunch sorted, and I'm cooking for the whole family. I absolutely love the food on this plan. Everyone's eating it with me. Some with more enthusiasm than others, I have to say.
Yeah.
A bit, but yeah, but they're doing it. They're eating it, and I think they feel better for it as well. So I haven't got into that trap of kind of cooking for myself and then cooking something else for everybody. So that makes it a lot easier, the fact that you can just cook one meal every night. Yeah, and then I save my real problem in the past has been snacking in the evening. Really, really bad at that. So I save my snack for the evening. When I sit down, I have that usually about 9 o'clock, and then that's it until I go to bed then. So I find that the gaps between the meals are just about right for me. So I'm not hungry, and if I am, I'll just run over to Tesco's and get some raspberries or something and eat those instead.
And
Yeah.
you just seem like you've so much control. Like you
Mm.
seem so chilled, relaxed about it. As in, like, well, it sounds like a way of life, but I wanna hear your thoughts on it. Most importantly, what makes you think it's not a flash in the pan? What makes you think this is not like everything else you've tried? What makes you think it's sustainable?
Because I think when eventually I finish the plan, I just want to still do it, and I will still do it. And I have no reason not to still do it because it has become a way of life. I mean, it's been what, four and a half months now, and I like the way it makes me feel as well. So why would I stop? I've got so much energy and I feel so much better, that why would I not do it really? And I like the foods. The food tastes great. So and other reasons, why not to do it? So
And you mentioned earlier about training 3 times a week. That's a perfect example. You obviously have a lot of responsibilities: family, kids, work, career, progressing in your career. You can't be training 6 days a week. Like, it has to be built around your time budget. But there's going to be people on here that are professionals, that are good at what they do, but similar to yourself, will be able to resonate with a few of the things you mentioned at the start of the video. So, well, what would you say to them? People who are either skeptical or even just a little bit nervous. What would you say to someone who's on the fence?
I think when I first started reading about you on Facebook, I was very skeptical. I did all the things that I know a load of other people have done as well. I checked out your professional qualifications. I checked you out on Companies House, because I just, it was a big investment, and I just wanted to make sure that, it was legit before I jumped in with both feet. But it is completely legit, and I would say, if you're thinking about it, stop thinking about it and just get on and do it, because it just have faith, it works. That's
Julia,
it really, in a nutshell.
I could watch you and your collarbones all night, so I could. I swear to God. You're just you're just a joy, honestly. And I know I keep harping on about the blood pressure, but it means the world to me, because Your length of life will have massively improved with that, not just your quality of life, your career, everything. And
Yeah.
I'm just so happy for you. I'm so happy for you, and you should be so proud of yourself. All of that is you. All of that is you,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you did all of it.
Well, you guys too. I mean, you're hugely supportive, and poor Frog gets me moaning and whinging at him, and he's very patient. So yeah, I mean, hats off to you guys. I think you've put together an amazing program, um, and it works, and it's enjoyable, and it's fun, and yeah.
Well, Francis believes as strongly about this as I do. And again, you did the work. Okay. So take the credit, and I appreciate the kind words a lot. And you're only getting started. You're going to keep winning. You're going to keep achieving in every
Yeah.
single aspect. And I can't thank you enough for hopping on and sharing
No
your
worries.
story. And sharing your story. Oh, Julia, I'm like a schoolgirl. But anyway, I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy for you. And I want to thank you sincerely for coming on, inspiring
Well,
people. And you'll always have this because you did it. You really did.
yeah. So people just get on and do it. Just do it.
Thanks a million, Julie. You have a
All
cracking
right.
day. Okay?
No problem. Bye all.
Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.